guys! So how do you use tall planters like this for succulents? Succulents have shallow roots and do not require very deep pots, and they do not need a lot of soil to grow. In fact, succulents prefer a somewhat shallow pot or just enough soil to encourage the roots and the plant to spread out. In general, you want to give your plant a little bit of room to grow and spread out, but not too much room that it drowns in the pot. Since I'm planning to plant string of pearls stem cuttings here and keeping this planter indoors, I really want a fast draining soil so that the plant does not rot. And where I'm planning to put it does not get a lot of sun either, so I know I have to be very careful with the type of soil I put in here. It cannot be too compact and wet, or I'm afraid the plant would rot. So how do you use a planter such as this, which is quite deep and tall for succulents? How do you deal with all that extra soil underneath? What I did in the past when I used this pot for my succulents is I filled the bottom with rocks and small glass containers like these baby bottles you see here. The reason for this is to lessen the amount of soil that goes in here and also to add some drainage in the bottom of the pot. So the first thing you want to do is use a layer of rocks, marble, pumice, or small glass containers in the bottom of the pot. By adding a layer of rocks, pebbles, stones, pumice, or a combination of these in the bottom of the pot, you can create a layer for drainage. This can help prevent root rot by allowing for excess water to drain out of the soil faster and preventing the roots from sitting in wet soil for too long. Most succulents don't have deep roots and do not need all that excess soil in the bottom, so using a layer of rocks or marbles is a good idea. I was planning to do the same and fill the bottom with large marbles and rocks about halfway up the pot, but my husband discovered this material called Turfis MVP, which is what you see here. Turfis is a calcined clay and is the same material used for turf on playing fields or sports fields, but interestingly, it's also widely used by bonsai growers to amend the soil and make it more porous and airy. On one of the websites, it says, Turfis MVP absorb excess moisture and improve drainage as a result of balanced air and water pore space. And bonsai growers use this with bonsai soil due to its fast draining properties. The best part about this is that it's very affordable. My husband purchased a 50-pound bag from a local landscaping store for less than $16. Luckily, there's a landscaping store a few minutes away from my house that we weren't even aware of until now. It's amazing what you discover when you're looking for something. So we put this in the bottom of the pot about halfway up. My original plan was to fill this planter with 1/3 marbles and rocks in the bottom, then fill it with 1/3 turfis, and then fill the rest with potting soil. But I couldn't find any marbles online and did not want to go out to the store to buy some, so we decided to use turfis instead, since it's pretty affordable anyway. Here we filled the pot halfway up with turfis. Third one is use a fast draining potting mix. Since I'm planning to keep this indoors and also potting string of pearls in here, I use Bonsai Jack succulent potting mix, which is what you see right here. String of pearls have really thin roots and they don't go too deep, so I wanted a super fast draining potting mix, and Bonsai Jack is definitely very fast draining because we've already tested it many times. If you don't have Bonsai Jack, be sure to amend the soil with perlite or pumice to make it much more porous, around 50-50 or 1-to-1 solution. So now I'm just placing the string of pearl stem cuttings in the pot. I'm laying the strings flat on the surface of the soil. Any part that touches the soil will eventually shoot out roots and will be long enough to trail down the sides of the pot eventually as they grow. For some of the stem cuttings, I'm sticking the ends in soil to make them hang or trail on the sides of the pot, which makes it very attractive. So this is how I normally repot/propagate my string of pearls. I coil the strings around and lay them flat on the surface of the soil, letting them touch the soil. The plant will shoot out roots from anywhere it touches the soil. This way I can start with a fuller top and eventually the plants will trail. And some of them I stick the ends in soil and let them hang or trail on the sides of the pot. So the fourth one is, make sure you do not overwater your plant. When using tall planters for succulents, make sure to check the soil for moisture before watering to avoid an over-wet soil, which can be detrimental for succulents. Allow the water to drain down and dry out before watering again. If necessary, you can use a moisture meter to check for moisture in the soil. Hi guys, so it's been about a week and I'm just giving you a quick update. Here's where I put the planter alongside my other indoor plants. So these string of pearls look really dry right now. I haven't watered it since last week. Before watering, let me check the soil for moisture. You can do this by sticking your fingers in the soil to check for moisture or using a stick. Here I'll be using a moisture meter, which I'm sticking in the soil right now, but I have to do it carefully so I don't damage the plants. As you can see, the meter did not move at all, which tells you it is very dry. And it's definitely safe to water again. This is a super fast draining soil, so it dries out really quickly. If your soil is not as fast draining, you may not need to water as much. Let's check the soil again one last time with the moisture meter after watering to see what happens. It moved a little, and I guess it's good to see that the soil is not too wet. It might take time for the water to seep down, but anyway, I won't be watering this more than once a week for sure. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. Please like this video if you found it useful and subscribe to this channel if these are the types of content you'd like to see. I have a playlist of related topics that you can check out down below. Thanks for watching!